All right, and with that, we are now officially live. So I'm going to go ahead and start with sharing my screen today. So hopefully you can now all see my quick slide welcoming you. So as you can imagine, first off, hey, big welcome. This is the Virtual College Exploration for all Pennsylvania students, sponsored by the Pennsylvania Association for College Admission Counseling and StriveScan. Thank you for joining us. Very quick housekeeping before we get started with our presentation. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and your microphone are off, so our panelists cannot see or hear you. And this is just one of the many different sessions happening, so please be sure to check out the full schedule at pacac.org, pacac.org. And finally, this presentation is being recorded, and it will be available within about a week at that same website, pacac.org. And with that, it is my pleasure to go ahead and turn this over to our presenter.
Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So hello, everyone. My name is Sarah Healy, and I am an admissions counselor for the American College of Dublin, located in Dublin, Ireland. So I just wanted to start off the presentation by showing you this gorgeous picture. So this is a pretty standard street in Dublin. There's a lot going on. There's plenty for you to see and do: restaurants, pubs, stores, libraries. And that's kind of how it is in Dublin. You can see these really small street. And then if you pay attention to the end of the street, you can see St. Anne's Church. So this is the church that many schools, including American College of Dublin, will host their formal graduation ceremonies. So there's just a little something for you to look forward to. So what makes our university? These 4 points
Okay, it looks like Sarah is having a little difficulty with her internet, and I am not qualified to talk about Dublin, unfortunately. So my plan is to just be here and hold down the screen while hopefully she is restarting her computer. And so if you could all just hold on for a minute or two, she should be right back. And in the meantime, I will just be here. Hey, awesome. Held down the screen for you.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Okay. Hopefully that won't happen again. So I guess I'll just start over. So like I was saying before my computer crashed, these are kind of 4 things that really make our university special, and the 4 things that we're really proud to offer students. So the fact that we are an Irish American university, the Socratic style lectures that we hold, the urban society, and your ability to study in history. So we are an Irish American university, which means that we are duly accredited in both the US and Ireland. So all that means is that we uphold the standards of accrediting bodies, like I said, from Ireland and the US, through the Quality and Qualifications Ireland and the Middle States Commission on Higher Education. So essentially what this means for students is that it allows them to really pick the path that they think suits them. So we essentially have 2 undergrad paths, a 3-year one where you go and you get your degree in this specific area that you choose, the liberal arts, international business, creative writing, or you don't exactly take general education courses, you just take courses pertaining to the area you wish to get your degree in. And then we have kind of the pathway through the Middle States, which is the more standard US pathway. So it's the 4 years, you get your degree, but then you'll also explore other areas of study and take those more general education classes. So next are our Socratic style lectures. So because we are a small school of about 200 students, our lectures are typically less than 20 students. I was fortunate enough to get over to Dublin in February. And what I observed in sitting through classes is that it's more like 7 to 12 students, especially based on the class that you find yourself in. But what makes this really special is that it allows the classroom to become a very interactive space, not only between the professor and the students, but also between students and students. We want to really emphasize that education is not just someone, lecturing to you and you quickly writing down notes, but it's about discussion and debate and hearing other people's opinions, whether it be your own or something you heard about outside of the classroom that you want to bring in, or what your peers have to say. And that kind of arrangement really facilitates an exciting and important culture within the classroom. Next is our urban campus. So obviously we are located in the heart of Dublin. We're right on Marion Square. And it is just really in the heart of everything. It's such a great location. It's about a 3-minute walk from Trinity's campus. And what we find to be so important about this is that we want Dublin to be your classroom away from classroom. We want you to, learn in the classroom and then learn about the history and culture, and then be able to walk out the front door and say, oh, I read about that, or oh, I learned about this. And you can see it for your own 2 eyes, because the experience and adventure, you'll learn just as much doing that than you would in the classroom sitting there. So back a few slides when I say the opportunity to study in history, this is what I meant. So the American College of Dublin is actually in the childhood home of Oscar Wilde. So, that brings in such an element of history, and the second you walk through those stained glass doors, you can just feel like it's unearthly. It's really wild, but you just feel like I'm there. I want to learn in this unbelievable environment. And something that's really special is that we have tried to keep everything as historically accurate as possible. So the colors of the wall and the railings and the stained glass and the molding on the ceilings, because we really think that that's one of the coolest things about us. And actually a little fun fact is that the color of the railings, they may look black, but back when Oscar Wilde and his father were living there, black paint wasn't readily available. So it's a mixture of a bunch of different colors. And it's that kind of research and time that really went into keep accurate as possible. So next I want to talk about administration at ACD. So it is based on the Caltech model. So it's extremely small by design, with an emphasis on reducing bureaucracy. So we really operate under an open door policy. We want students to go, into offices and not feel uncomfortable or not feel like they can ask questions, but go in thinking that, they can talk and share opinions and ask questions, and there not be a wall between them. So this is Rory, our VP and academic dean, and he has given us a quote on kind of how he feels about American College of Dublin. So ACD has provided an outstanding, personalized, interactive, and relevant learning experience to domestic and international students in the heart of Dublin for over 25 years. And our alumni have gone on accomplishments in further education, careers, and their personal lives. And if you could describe ACD in one sentence, I mean, that just really perfectly wraps it up. We want to offer the most well-rounded, grounded education that we can, that really sets our students up to achieve the most post-graduation. So next we'll just go over our courses that we have undergrad and graduate. So we have the 3-year bachelor's path, which we label as honors, and that is through, as I mentioned before, the Quality and Qualifications Ireland. So we have that available in International Business and Liberal Arts. And then our 4-year BA, we have International Business, Hospitality Management, Event Management, Liberal Arts, specializing in English, History, Irish Studies, and American Studies. And then the 4-year BFA in Musical Theater, Performance, and Creative Writing. Next are our master's programs. I know for a lot of you students, you're not really thinking about masters, but it is something to keep in the back of your mind, because you never know what will happen in a few years. So we have our 1-year MB and MBA in International Business and Oil and Gas Management, our 1-year MFA in Creative Writing, Performance, Fashion Design, and then we have a program in Bulgaria for Music for Motion Picture and Contemporary Media, and then a 1-year MS in Performance Coaching. So what we've seen a lot of our students do is actually go for the 3-year bachelor's and then get their master's in 1 year. So what your peers would be doing in 5, maybe even 6 years, you could do that in 4 years while they're just finishing their undergrad. So that's really something to consider. And it really will just open so many doors and opportunities for you. Another thing that we're very proud to offer to our students are these internship modules. So it's a capstone module for the following programs: the BA in International Business, Hospitality Management, Event Management, and then the BFA in Musical Theater, and then the master's programs in International Business, Oil and Gas Management, and Performance. So essentially what it is the students will participate in an internship in their chosen environment. And what's really special about Ireland and Dublin specifically is that a lot of big businesses have their European headquarters in Dublin. So Google, Twitter, Airbnb are just a few of them. So there's a lot of great opportunities for students to work and to get this experience under their belt. So you'll have an advisor that you will work with closely and who will help place you in the internship that is the best fit for you and makes the most sense for you in whatever program you're in. And so the reason we have these is because, we want you to be able to leave ACD and this internship program having a lot of these real life experiences under your belt. And a little added bonus is that you can put it on your resume and you're already graduating from university with experience that a lot of your peers will not have. So our admissions process, we truly do accept applicants from every corner of the globe. For how small of a school we are extremely diverse. So because of this, our requirements are aimed at really gathering a well-rounded, holistic view of the who you are, what drives you, what your passions are, and who you are as a student. So because of this, what's required is a minimum 2.0 GPA verified by a transcript. And then for mature students, a resume or any previous third level transcript. And then a personal statement that describes why you would like to study your chosen area at the American College of Dublin. So the personal statement is really the opportunity for you to advocate for yourself and really paint a picture of who you are, for our admissions team to read and learn. So this is really kind of you're painting a picture of yourself, to the school. And then the rest of these are optional. So a resume, SAT or ACT test scores, AP test scores, any recognition or awards, and publications. So they're completely optional. We are a test optional school. So anything that you don't include will not hurt you. And then if you do decide to include, it's just more painting a picture of who you are as a student. So our tuition and fees for non-European students, it's €9,000. And then for the BFA in musical theater performing arts, it's €9,500. The reason there is a bit of a difference in cost is just because the musical theater and performing arts students use a few different locations for their classes, and just some extra material. And of course, that is for the year. That's the tuition. Now the cost of living. ACD has looked at, a lot of the students in the past and have kind of come to this number or this range, of 10 to 12,000 euro. So that's for living costs for 2 semesters, so for the year, and that includes accommodation, any living expenses, books, student visa, and like I said, it is a range and it will vary based on student and person, but they find that this is a pretty standard amount for how much the living cost would. So our housing and accommodation. So because we are in such an urban city, we don't have necessarily on-campus accommodations, but most of our students do stay it's like a student living, very similar to US dorm style living, called the YWCA. There is no relationship to the YMCA. And the rooms come in singles and doubles, and there are ensuite bathrooms, so you have privacy. There's a kitchen and a chef, and you'll have breakfast and dinner every day, and security 24/7. And what we do love about this is that you still get to live really in the city, and it's about a 5-minute walk from ACD's campus. So it's very easy to get to and from, and it's literally just right across Marion Square. So it's a great location. So you'll still be independent, but there are, plenty of precautions taken to make sure that you're safe and everything's good. And we have a great team at ACD who will help place you and figure out your living. So not to worry about that. So we are obviously an international school, so visas and immigration are definitely part of the conversation. Again, we have a great student services team that help you with the visa process. And what's great about this is that students are allowed to work with this student visa. And you apply for the visa after you've arrived in country. So, there's not another thing to add to the list of things to get ready before college. And, like I said, you have a team at the school who's ready and available to help you with this process. And what's great is that after you graduate, you can apply for a graduate visa And that's a 1 year for a bachelor's program and then 2 years for master's program. So if you fall in love with Dublin, like so many other students have before you, there's that really great opportunity for you to stay there and, you know, get some work under your belt or just continue to explore the country and other European countries. So if you have any questions, feel free to email me at shealy@acdireland.edu. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you all have. It was great speaking with you, and I'm sorry for that little hiccup in the beginning, but we made it through, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I just have to say, my last little piece of advice is that I know college can be very overwhelming, but studying in Ireland would be a great opportunity for anyone. And it is the most welcoming and inviting country I've ever been to. And the people there are amazing. And I wish that I went there when I was undergrad. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thank you.
All right. Well, hey, thank you so much for your time. I will go ahead and share my screen just to wrap us up for today. So of course, thank you everybody so much for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey, and we do appreciate any feedback that you can provide. As I said at the start, this is just one of our many sessions being hosted, so please be sure to check out our upcoming schedule, sign up for any additional sessions at pacac.org. And in just about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording, as well as any of our other sessions recordings, same website, pacac.org. Thank you all. Have a great night.